video is sponsored by Frontline Model Hobbies, your one-stop website for all your modelling needs. Check out the store for special offers, pre-orders and also aftermarket accessories. Check out their website. A big thank you to Frontline Model Hobbies. Hello and welcome back. Yes, this is the weathering video and it is quite comprehensive, as you'll see at the end of it. Now, to begin with, what I've done is I've put water over the designated area which I want to scratch. Now, I think it was the MIG ammo scratch effects which I sprayed on previously before the blue went down. And to reactivate it, all you need to do is apply water and let the actual water go through the paint and onto the actual chipping medium. And once that starts to react, you can manipulate all the tiny scratches that you want to put on. But like I said, if you want to have more of an effect, then you spray more of the actual medium on. You can get heavy chipping, scratch effects and worn effects, and the worn effects were used on the actual wing uppers. But generally it is a case of just using water. I do use warm water because it does tend to react with the paint a lot quicker. So it is a case of you just do what you want. Don't think you're governed by anyone apart from yourself. So if anyone is to critique your work, then yeah, just ignore it. If you've got a particular photograph from a period picture of said aircraft or whatever it is, helicopter, aircraft, tank, whatever it is, that person may not have that particular photograph, so you know, okay. But if you want to go on your own and you want to go, do you know what, you know, I'm gonna have a go myself, you know, I'll see what I can do. That's your work, no one else's. So don't think that you're going to get critiqued from me, because you're not. Because everyone else has got their own work, and if anyone does critique your work, just have a quick check of them, see if they've got a channel or do they show their work, and I can guarantee you they don't. So when you're doing this type of thing, go at your own pace, your own speed, and what your own taste is. It's as simple as that, and that's how I've been for quite a few years now. So there you go. Now the underneath was taken off the same as the top, and once that was done, it was time to concentrate on the actual weathering on the actual airframe above. Now for this I am using again the sepia, which is again that dark brownish oil, and I'm going around certain panel lines, and what it did do, which I was quite happy with, was the darker oil interacted with the lighter dust and gave us more of a sort of like a brighter brown, or more of a brown. Hopefully you can see there, which I was really happy with. Now what this is doing is simulating all the muck and the crap that's going to come off either the engine, the pilot, the ground crew, you know, just natural weather, and hopefully it will sort of like not be too much, because you don't want to do it like overly. You just want to do it a bit at a time, then you can build it up. If you throw everything at it at the beginning, you are going to be left with a bit of a mess. So start sort of like start small and work your way up. Now another good way, which I was just showing you now, and where you can see a bit more clearer now, is using a brush to take the oil off. Now I'm simply just using a sort of like a dedicated brush soaked in the enamel thinners, and I'm just lightly going over, and slowly but surely the actual oil is reactivating, and then I can manipulate where I want it to be. Now again, as it's the engine and it's on white, I did want to have it, you know, a bit dirty, so, and that is basically how it is left. So you can sort of like maneuver around to the point where you can keep going and going and going and going until you're happy. But if you're not happy, you can just again moisten a piece of kitchen towel and go over it, take it off and start again. So don't think that you're governed by time or that type of sort of like, oh, I've got to get it done, and if I don't it's going to dry and it's never going to come off. No, as long as you keep moistening it, you'll be absolutely fine. But the idea is, if you think you've buggered it up, just keep going. Take a little bit more off, put a little bit more on. All depends on what your taste is. But don't be defeated if you think, oh God, that looks just like a complete mess. It may look a mess to you, but when you look at certain photographs or other people's work, you think, oh, hang on a minute. No, that's not looking too bad. Now, as we're nearing the end of the video, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching all the way down to the end. It is very much appreciated. And it would be very much appreciated if you haven't subscribed already, if you can just pop in a subscribe, a like, and it just helps me and the older algorithm. So yeah, be hugely appreciated. So all I need to do now is to put on the last bits and pieces, which will be the undercarriage, put those together and actually paint them, and everything else will be ready for the final reveal, which will be in the next video. So again, thank you very much for watching. It is much appreciated, and I will see you on the next video. So until then, take care of yourselves and goodbye.